Oh my, lions and tigers and bears. Have I been gone away that long? Wow. Back to the game. Hello, everyone. Well, should I start over? Sorry about that lovely blackness at the beginning there. Welcome. And yeah. Let's just call it today. Let's just call it today. Today is Thursday. It is May 16, 15, 2025. And I am here in Arnaaluk. I am Monster Mermaid. Welcome. This is Minecraft with the Minecolonies mod. Yes. And I am playing Minecraft. It's what I do. I'm going to change my view to get away from the world, to have a break from the world as we know it in the United States at this time. And so this is what I'm doing to deal with the world the way it is at this time. Let me see what time it is in this world. It is, there we go, it is 6:30 in the morning, and everyone's going to start coming out and going and getting breakfast. And that has become one of the main things that happens right now. We just saw two people, Khalil, who's a restaurant owner, and Leonard, who is a baker, and they are both showing up at Khalil's restaurant. Leonard's going upstairs. He's going to get something to eat first. Nola, who is a farmer, is sitting downstairs. I think she's just going to grab something right quick. But Leonard wants to go up and have a big breakfast. And you can see two of the couriers, going to Blood's shop. This is Blood's cookery right here next to Khalil. And all sorts of deliveries are happening right at this moment. And then Khalil is going upstairs in the restaurant and taking orders and getting people fed. Daniela is coming as well. I believe Daniela is a farmer also. And so this is what's happening at Khalil's restaurant. Let's go see Nina. Nina has all these university kids. And I keep calling them kids. They're no longer kids. They're actually researchers. All our children have, all our children have actually graduated. So all the adults that you see in here are in fact, hello Talon, what's the matter? Are in fact grown-ups who are doing research. There's Ariana. Ariana is the teacher professor. She's a professor. Skylar is a submarine tech who just left without being satisfied with her food. And there's Atticus there, but she's not satisfied either, which means something's wrong here. So let's look and see if she doesn't have any room. She has plenty of room. All she has is quiche and soup and cheesecake, and they want pizza and food. They don't just want soup, they want pizza.
Just a fine morning.
And they want fish and chips and all sorts of things like that. Hand pies are going to be delivered to her. Let's see. They're making bread, and the bread is going to be made. Saying rabbit stew, but they're not. She might get a delivery of muffin dough. She can bake the muffins herself. And what else? She needs a whole bunch of other food that isn't even listed here. There is meat in the warehouse, and it is being delivered for the lamb stew. Schnitzel, that's another story. I don't know if we have any pork from Atticus. That's the only place we're getting it from, is the Nether. We do not have any pigs. There is a delivery of bread coming. And let's look. And they're going to make her some more cheesecakes. But look at this. Look at all the milk that needs. And there they are, the pizzas that need tomatoes. But there's the tomatoes going to the from the warehouse to the chefs, and you can see it. There's delivery, and then beef delivery, and then salmon delivery for fish and chips. And then she has one other thing that she's probably, hummus. I think she is doing hummus sandwiches, aren't you? Let me see if you are. Are they here? Or, oh yeah, the hummus pitas. So she is waiting on several things. And so while she's waiting, a bunch
It's
of
a
people
fine afternoon.
aren't necessarily happy with their food right now. Eli is the curator of the museum at the university.
Good day to you.
And Mildred is the doctor. And so we've got a bunch of people who would like to have something more than soup. And so we'll see. Why don't we go to the farms for a minute? I saw something today on Discord where someone was saying that nobody knows that, now this is Khalid, not Khalil. This is Khalid here.
Is
and
there a problem?
No, Kari. I'm sorry, Kari. I keep thinking you're Khalid, but you're not. That's Kari, and Kari is waiting. It
Okay.
seems
This looks
like
fantastic. What's next?
the guards are the most dissatisfied, and they are all druids. We have druids, and then we have archers. We have the trainers for the fitness center.
It's a fine
Hi,
morning.
Daniela. I saw you get food. What are you asking for? You got cheesecake in your hand. She had cheesecake. And so what I'm going to do for a minute is just come down here, and if there's stuff here, see how much garlic is here? So we're going to request the pickup. Now, we shouldn't have to request the pickups. The pickups should be happening. But I'm going to look and see. There's nothing here. So Everly has
What is it?
already had a pickup. And so we'll get out of her way before she starts thinking that I'm a catch. Bentley is
Where's the courier?
here. Yeah, you know, that's what I want to know. Is it saying the warehouse is full? It is not. Okay, and let me see what you've been picked up. So all these people have had pickups already. Let's go to the meat farms, the dairy and beef and mutton farms, and let's see what's going on with them. And you've had a pickup. So there has been pickups, so we don't have to worry about that. And you've had a pickup. Okay. And then we have the chicken farmers. This is Matthew. No, this is Philip. This
So
is
what will
sheep.
it be for you?
I don't know. Why are you holding that? Why don't you put that in here so it can be picked up? Because he just got it. He just was working that.
What can I do for you?
You too? You just worked it too? Yes, you did. Okay. So everything is being picked up. So I'm not going to worry about it. It seemed to imply that
I'll take care of it.
They weren't picking up, but they absolutely are. And so we'll leave it at that. So let's go check on we don't really have to check. We know what the problem is. The problem is that we're waiting for the cookeries. And we were thinking, could we put in a third cookery? Would it make a difference? Yeah. Should it, would it, could it? And that's what we're looking at. Ryan, what are you waiting for? Look at this, Ryan. Wow, congratulations. She's upgrading. She's in the process of upgrading this. she's missing something. So let me see what she's missing. Hi. And we'll see
Yes.
for right here. Yes? What is it? What are you asking for? But look, now they're showing recipes and they're showing that things are going to be created. So it's not like what it was before. So we shouldn't have too much of a problem. We're going to check on Cadence. Cadence wasn't making any concrete, and we'll see if she is now. She is still not making concrete. So there's something wrong with Arcology's concrete mixer. And we're just going to take this line of stuff away for a minute, and we're going to put it in the warehouse. And the reason I'm doing this, and she'll probably get it all back, but I'm hoping it'll go to the other concrete mixers. We have 2 others. Now, I don't want to take anything from here. Did I put that in the right place? Look what we got. Yay! We got a whole bunch of stuff. So let me put these in the stash right here. Now this is something we requested, and the chests are what we requested to make generators. We were making generators and TVs, and we actually have to remove from the other warehouse the materials that we use to make those things. So even though we're not having the builders actually build them, I am removing the materials from the warehouse that would be used for them. And the reason I'm doing this is because I used them here, and they are already giving Tana, the nation of the mermaids, the mermaid nation of Tana, they've already returned to the mermaid nation a lot of what they got. We gift them, this is a gift, so we're not expecting repayment for prismarine. We do expect payment for stone and sand and gravel, because we know that they can do that, and so we do expect that. Okay, so let's come here. Let's look at 2 things here. So the things that I want to look at are switch. No, I have to be here. And let's look at a wrench, EN, and see what it needs. So there's iron, there's leather and string. And then let's do iron, leather and string first, because we know we definitely need those. So let's come here and let's get the iron first. And iron ingots. Whoa! Look how few we have here. Oh, now that is interesting. Okay, let's go look for them. We're going to have a problem, Houston. I'm going to have to go to the other and see why our mines are not getting any materials. Let's go upstairs and find the iron. I see that green or yellow. I suppose I could sort, but that's all this is all there is right here. We need 9. Let's do this. Let's do this. And let's make these 2 go up here. Let's bring this down. This. These are staying here. I'm going to try and keep these things in this row. They're going to spread out. Spread out. Where's the books? Why are you there? Be there, please. Why do I have you in two places? I must have touched that by mistake. Let's put this here. Let's put this here, and let's move all this down. I'm really trying to get this space right here to have the stuff that I want it to have. And so we're collecting iron, and we've got it. We're collecting glass, and we're collecting redstone. We don't have enough. And now we need string, and this can go here. We need string, and what was the other thing? Hold on, let's look and see. For the wrench, W-R-E-N, string and leather. Okay, so we'll go downstairs. Oh wait, oh never mind, I'll do it down there. Oh dear. Oh, and it's nighttime too, and it's an absolute thunderstorm. Okay, let's quickly run down here for a minute. There is a guard tower, a druid station in the neighborhood that I can use. I'm going to put these things, inventory. Wow, this is what I need. Thank you. Let's put this here. I don't know how that happened. Put that there, and let's go and quickly run down here. Yep. Which one do we want to go to? Pick one. From where I am right now, the closest one is going to be over here. We're going to go to, I think this is Elaine's druid station. We're going to borrow her quarters right here. And we're going to quickly take a nap. Let me see if everybody is tucked in. They are. And let's go to sleep. Otherwise, it's just going to be very loud, beautiful thunder. Until we stop. Do you not have a generator? I thought I gave you one. Isn't that a generator there? It sure is. Hold on, I didn't mean to do that. Do you need coal? Do you not have any coal? Let me look for a second. Oh, everything's fine. I just need to turn on the light. Ah, okay. It said no missing power, but I thought it meant that there was no power connected. It just meant that it's unplugged or switched off. So that's okay. All right, so we have leather and we need string. So we're going back to the warehouse, which is right here. And we're going to look for string. And then we will have Mr. Crayfish's electronics that we used, and we'll show you what we used them for in just a moment or two. So let's go here and get string, RNG, and we definitely have some of that. I don't see it registering down here. I'm not seeing it registering yet. Let's go to this side just to make sure. I'm not seeing it downstairs, so let's go up. And let me look here. It's brighter up here because we're above the water. Those skylights are actually above the water, and so the sun is brighter here. Let's take this string. Let's take this bow and this saddle. And I think we're good. Now the string is part of what we need here. And then we'll look at the other pieces as well. So let's come down. And there it is. And let's go this way. And actually, before we do that, let's come to here. So we have a wrench. Let's see what this needs. That's a light switch. A light switch. Yes. And there it is. And it needs a redstone. So let's get more redstone because we absolutely need a ton for the things that we've made. And there we have plenty of this. And where is it? There it is. I see green. I see green over here. So we can come right over here. And we have more than enough. And so this redstone, we're going to take 3 away from here because we've made that much stuff. And we'll show you when we do the electricity, for instance, we have the switches and they use 3 and 2. That's why we're going to have to see about getting more iron. When we do the generator, and there it is, the white one. The white one is 12 iron and 6 and glass. And then the black one is dye. So we need black dye. And we'll go back and look for black dye. So what am I doing with all this? I'm returning it to my people because we used our resources to make these things in advance. Now there are 2 dyes. How many have I made? I've made like 7 or something. We're going to have to request dye. And I'm going to, do I want to take it now? Or do I want to? That's so little. I really don't want to. Let's look here. There's nothing here. Let's put all this right here. So these are the materials that we are taking back, including the saddle. Now the saddle is going to pay for the services from other places. For instance, if we have to bring back iron from someplace else, but I don't think we need to. I just need to find out what the problem is. And then one other thing that we need to see besides the generator is lamps. So if we make a lamp, it is a fence and it is wool, which we have tons of, and these, there's the redstone, and we need glowstone. So we have several lamps made. So we need to take some of the glowstone away. And so let's come here, GLOW. And sure enough, we have enough to do that. And it is on a ship that is going out. Now, when we do this, then not here. Evelyn's not here anymore. I think Ezekiel has taken over. He has to readjust whoever he had promised this to. I'm taking, have I made 64 lamps? Possibly. Let me see how much it takes. Yeah, and a redstone lamp. Yes, I've made some lamps. I can check the other lamps as well for just a minute. These lamps, for example, they take dust and sticks and wool. Okay, and that makes them. And then these lamps, these are macaws, which I've made. And then down here, are they actually taking paladins? I've made some of paladins, so we need bamboo. And then I need from all the way down, I'm looking at lamps, I need to get to Mr. Crayfish, and I don't see his bottoms here. That's Paladin. That's Paladin. And that's Macaw's. And I'm not getting him. Okay, so at Mr. and there it is. So the lamps, their lamps are what's making the white lamp. Can we make a white lamp? I don't have a recipe for the lamp in the first place. And when I click on it, it's not giving me the recipe. It's just telling me how it's dyed. Well, that's interesting. So how would I make this to begin with? Let's get a white lamp. A white lamp, but it's not showing me anything. And if I do this, it's not showing me anything. Let's see if there's some place, if there's like a pattern or something somewhere. So I might have to mention that. I don't know why. He has tons of people, they have tons of people working their mod, so I shouldn't have to show them anything. Let's look at that. So that is oak planks. That's why we're getting redstone and dust. So definitely glowstone dust. Isn't that funny that I can't find the original one that you can make? Black, red. I have yet to find one. All it is showing me how to color them. The wrench, and that's a Fletcher can do that. I'm intrigued. Error. Alright, so we'll skip the lamps for now. And we have that. And so the other thing that we needed was dust. Rock on gold dust woman. And a ton of wool, which is sitting right here. And we're going to take this much. We've made that many lamps. And we just need one more thing, and that is the gold dust. Mr. Villager! Oi, Mr. Villager! How are you? How have I been doing? I'm doing good. There's been a lot of stuff going on Earth for me, on the planet Earth, and so those things had to get taken care of, but they did, and so I'm doing okay. If you're going to stay for a while, glowstone. And there's glowstone dust. We have 34. We're going to take it. We're going to take all the glowstone dust for the lamps that we've done, and we're going to request some more. We're going to see if the mechanic knows how to make dust for us. Doing good. Just arrived. Excellent. And so right over here, nope. What am I looking for? I'm looking for glowstone dust, and there it is. Right here. Nope. Here. And there's 5. Shoot. I should have, you know what I should have done? I should have actually sorted. So now it's spread. There's someplace else. Okay, so let's come down. Let's come over here and let's take these things and put them in here. These are things I'm collecting. I have leather and I don't have enough. I need glowstone and I don't have enough. So we'll get leather and glowstone. So I will show you some things that happened with the train, with the submarine, the cruiser submarine that we were working on Tuesday. I will show you what we did with the sleeper car. And just a moment, as soon as I get this, which is leather, and we have plenty, so let's get the leather. And then, oh, and I didn't sort, that's the thing, but I need to get the leather now. So do I see it down here? I don't see it here. So let's go upstairs. Just make sure it's not on the ground floor. And we'll go upstairs and look for it. We're looking through, close these two. And I don't see it. Did I touch it? Did I actually? Oh, there it is. Okay. So we've got tons of leather. I'm going to take 2 of these because I know that we've made lots of lamps. And when I look at lamps, these are paladins and they take wool. Let's see. And then I was looking for the others, Mr. Crayfish, who I can't find. And there he is, finally, but it doesn't show me what it's made out of. And then Macaw's, and all of Macaw's lamps are done with redstone. And the redstone is glow and redstone. We have the redstone, so we just need leather and wool. We'll need some sticks, I just realized just now. And that's it. And for, who's this paladin? Adorn is using torches. So those are the couple of things that we need. So we need to resort for a minute. So what I'm doing is getting my resources back. So I've made a ton of lamps. I've made a ton of generators. I've made those things. Let's sort first. And so actually my nation is saying, when are we getting that stuff back? And so it's like, okay, yes, I will collect it. So glow, there's the rest of the glowstone, and we'll get it. And we've got the leather on us. And then we need torches, and then we'll be done. And so I'm just doing the day-to-day for a moment of getting those things together. When I have them all together, then I can put them on a shipment. I can send for someone to come get them, or we can meet them somewhere. And so that's what we're going to do. I just saw that yellow. There it is. So glowstone. Look at this. Curse of Vanishing. 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 So when the tools are haunted, when they have negative magic on them, there is an agreement that Arnaaluk has with the mermaids to return those pieces to them, and they remove the bad magic that's on them, and then those things can be brought back. Do I have something here that I can put here? Didn't I need these, or was this something else? I'm going to put those there for right now. And let's get all of these. I don't know that I have enough room, but I'm going to try and get these here for a second. I've got all the glowstone that I need. A lot of rods. Yeah, a lot of fishing rods. Yeah, we have lots of stuff. See this? We have lots of it. So it's we're not wanting for things, and this is part of the reason why Arnaaluk is asking for stuff back. The books are all Sweeping Edge, or Smite, dear God. Unbreaking, Bane of Arthropods we can't use because of witches. And Mending, and Mending. Those books can stay. Those books are worth a ton on the market. And so those books, we're not going to have any problem getting rid of those books. So there is this. And now the other thing, I think there's still something here that we were going to send off to them as well, and they're still here. So why don't we take these 2, 3? We can only take 9 of them right now and stick them in here, and then I'll have to get some more chests to put those things in. And what was the last thing? Torches. TRCH. We don't make torches, so torches is going to be a problem. I'm going to have to request torches. So from here, let's come around the corner here, and we're going to request a stack of torches. Manage. Nope. Right here, and we're waiting for Lily. And do we have any? Excellent. That we needed to do the stone that we did. I'm going to take that part out. That needs to be that needs to go with the things that we replaced. We're still waiting for some more. Let's go for torch, and let's request torches, and then let's go for glowstone, and let's request, nope, glow powdered, there it is, glowstone dust. We're going to request a full 64, and that will be good. The sticks, we need to get some sticks also. STICK. So we will request 1 stack of sticks. There's plenty of sticks. Okay, so now that we're waiting on all of that, what do I have on me? Let's see what I have on me. I have one thing that still needs to go to them. This Curse of Vanishing, let's put it in here. We still need another chest to go out. I'll hold on to those. All right, so Mr. Villager, are you still there? If you are still there, we will go to the new cruise line. We can, not on this side, you can't. Let's go down here. Let's see. So this is the road, that the hotel road, and this leads, there it is. See that yellow in the distance there? That's where the cruise submarines come in, and the cruise submarines are pleasure submarines. They're submarines for people who want to take trips. And how are you doing? I just have to make a stop for a second and see. She's doing fine. She has too much kimchi, but let me see how much she really has. 1, 2, 3. She doesn't. kimchi, she doesn't eat that one. And everything else is within order. Let's come over here and see how much kimchi she has here. She has 16, so she doesn't have enough. Let me see if she needs some more tea for a minute. Do you need tea? Ah, she did. So now she has 5 extra, and that's why we keep these in the fridge. Let's come over to, look at them having lunch together. Are they having lunch or breakfast? Let me see. They're having breakfast. So they're waiting for her. She's in the kitchen and she is making breakfast for them. Notice their requests went out, and so they're just waiting for her to give them. Wait, it didn't go out. I turned off the thing. I turned it off. But you can see that when the food's ready, see, they're getting takeout. They're just sitting down and talking to each other while they're waiting to get takeout. All right, so here we are. This is the cruise line. And remember, we were putting in a place where people get their tickets right here. That's as far as we've gotten. We need some signs. We need some things that show what we're doing. One of the things that we started thinking about was that this is the cockpit. This is the cockpit right here, and this is where the driver, the captain, sits, and this is what we worked on Tuesday. So if you want to see what went into this, you can actually go to the Tuesday stream on YouTube and see it. One thing that we're going to do in this section is we're going to make a place for the captain and the second in command to be able to sleep. We also need on this side a place for luggage. So we're going to have it that this area right here is actually going to be for luggage. This is the sleeping car. That looks like it fell off. This is a sleeping car. What you might be able to see is these are little sleeper areas. There's beds up above, and this is what it looks like when the doors are open. So the doors are open here on the singles, and so that is where they sit, and this is where they can look out during the trip. And these doors right here, I'm going to have to take one of each. This is the double cars, and their riders can sit here and look, and there are the beds above them. That is leaking, so I'll have to check and see why. And so that's what's inside these areas here that are closed is this. So I think I'm going to put them back. So the whole thing is that those are the little areas where they sleep. Now the next car is the car, we're going to make this sort of like where they like this would be. And I think what I'm going to do is just put a wall here. Like this would be restroom area right here, and right here this is going to be the eating car and the dining car. Now we have room, if I'm not mistaken, for 2 more cars. I'm hoping we do. I would like to have a dining car, and then I would like to have, if I can, I don't think there's enough room to do as many as I would like. So that's what I'm going to check right now. So see how much room they take. So if we have a dining car right here, the fact that there's so few people on at a time, see, you can see into their little rooms right there. The fact that there are, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, counting the counting, and 11, 12 counting people who serve on it. So that would be 4 more beds somewhere, and that's what I'm going to put at the front of the ship. And then here, this is going to be the observation room. This is going to be the room where people sit and enjoy the view and look out, and they can look down below. It's practically going to be an all glass ship. Now, Mubian doesn't necessarily have something like that, but this universal piece right here that we're going to use for the dining car is also going to be able to be used for the next part that we want, and that is that. Now the question is, do I want to have a separate car at the back, like a caboose car out that is where the crew goes, or do I want the crew to go up front to the front area? The dining car, because there's so few people, we're actually going to be able to have the kitchen and a bar and all of that in the dining car. So we might, see there's 2 more spaces. We might can get 1 more sleeper and then the caboose, an engine. What I'd like to have is a second engine. So this submarine pulls in this way, but when it's time to go in the other direction, if it was coming in, it would pull in using a thing sort of like a train. So I think I wanted to do that, but we'll see. So we have 1 here, and this is going to be the observation deck. And then we can have that car. I don't think she's working on anything. She might be, but why don't we set this up right now? Why don't we get this right here, and let's go to Aquatica, Aquatica. Back 1. Okay, and now let's go to decorations, the sea truck. And from the sea truck, wait, wrong one, go back. We want another universal. We want another universal. The smelter, let's see what the smelter looks like. And if it looks like it could be a second engine. Let's raise it up for a second and move it in so that it lines up. That's lined up, and let's look inside. And so, yeah, so it doesn't really have a driving area here. So I'm not sure that you can make that thing that's in the front. I think we would have to make one, and maybe we just need a smaller one in the back for just pulling into the station. Otherwise, they're just heading straight ahead, the way submarines do, and I think that would be fine. And that goes on that spot, but we need to make this one next, and I am going to, let's come back, don't switch, let's go to decorations, to the sea truck. And so we have, that's all there is universal storage, and storage is the one that looks like this, and we don't actually need that. We would just end up taking all that stuff out. So a universal is what we need, And so sea truck, universal, and let's pull it up so that it locks to that way. And I might need to have it, let me see what's happening here. I think that's correct. See that part right there? So it's going to lock to this way, like that. And then we'll have this area right here. Okay, so this door is coming here, and then we'll be able to open that area. And we'll have River do the next car, which is this, onto here. So let's come here and assign the builder. We're assigning River to it, and there we go. Now this is Mubian, who designed Aquatica. This is his design. We are using his design as a starting point, and then we modified it a little bit. So the front of the cruiser has been modified to put in a place where the captain sits. Now he has a place like this in the sea truck, and we looked at it. I don't think that there is a way. Oops, wrong one. Let's go back to Aquatica, AQAUAT. And I don't think that we can make the truck without making the building over. I don't think the truck is separate, but I'm going to look. Ooh, what if that's it? Nope. See that there? See that building coming towards me? That's the whole building. And the sea truck is a part of that building, which is the player house. And so the only thing that you can add is the sleeper, the universal, the storage, and the smelter. And so we're making it like a cruise ship where people can go. Let's make this go away here. We're making it so that people take this and they get to be on a cruise ship that moves through all of these glaciers and just takes them on a trip, and they can be out for days. They can go to the surface and stop at the surface, and then they can come back. That is the whole purpose of that particular vehicle. It is a recreational vehicle. We are not taking any merchandise or anything like that. We have tons of ships that do that. This is not an exploration ship. We have an exploration sub, so we don't need anything but this cruise line right here. And it's located in this part of the city because it is a tourist part of the city. You can see the two pyramids right here. These two pyramids are actually tourist attractions. This one was intact, and this beautiful pyramid, and so is absolutely one of those like, you know, a wonder of the world. And this one here is a restoration that the mermaids gave the city of Arnaaluk permission to use the site. There used to be another pyramid here, and so they said you can build a pyramid here. We'll give you the what it looked like, the historical documents, so that you can build it to use as a graveyard. And so that is what we have, and this is the Undertaker's building that's attached to this one here. But this is what we've talked about, that we want to bring out this walkway all the way out, because we're still inside the city, all the way out to here, to have people be able to look at this beautiful pyramid from a safe walkway. So that's one thing that's going on down here. Remember, we talked about we had run out of. And speaking of running out, I see coal and copper. I don't see any iron. This is too low, really, for iron, I think. Well, there's one. So, yeah, we might come out and look for some. There's another right there just to get some of the iron back. But I'm not doing that right at the moment. I'm just looking at things that are happening in the city. So this is a new apartment building. It is lower than the walkways, and so that is the reason that we have this elevator here. This isn't really an elevator. I wish it was. I wish it had the scaffolding. I'm not sure scaffolding will work for that length. We can try it and see if it will. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? To try and see if scaffolding would work. We have tons of bamboo. And other than that, we are looking for iron, which I will probably do on the Twitch tomorrow, on the Twitch stream tomorrow morning, is look for iron. But right now, we're underneath the main areas of the city, and I could either go to this, which is an airlock, and I'm not going to go to the submarine bay in the hotel. That's the other place I could go. It's sunrise. People are going to start getting up and going to work. And I want to come down here. This is one of the flower shops that we have. This flower shop is here because of the hotel and the graveyard. And we wanted specifically to have a flower shop on the way to the graveyard for people who wanted to get something to put at graves. This is a book shop here for travelers and for people in this area. We could have another bookshop. We don't have a bookshop in the main shopping center, and we could actually put one in. That would be interesting. Yeah, so this is an Arcology level 5 book library that we're using as a bookstore, and we've attached it to the flower shop. So these two are attached. They're right next to the hotel. So if someone goes to the directory, to the person who's standing behind the desk, look at everybody's coming down. This is why we're building housing. You know something? It was really interesting. How's Vincentius? He's fast asleep. He's sleeping. This is an interesting thing. This is, and I suppose I should say for the people who are watching who haven't been here before, Vincentius Primus is a vampire and he sleeps during the day. So he is asleep right now. I was trying to find the ancestry of the people who are here, the druids who are here, through my, yes, okay, yeah, and I will let him know, yeah, and I will, that you asked about him, Mr. Villager, I'll let him know. And I was trying to find ancestry, and I was on 18. This is 21. This is Neo 21. And there's 20, 19, 18. So I was on 18. And on 18, I had two towns, Yorktown and Red Rock. And Yorktown has 50-some people. And 8 of those people were living in the 2 taverns. And it's like, why do I have people living in the taverns? I don't usually have people living in taverns. But at the time, there's only 50 people. So I'm probably building housing and trying to figure out relationships. And so singles are just living in the tavern. But it's because of that that you are only allowed one tavern. Because I actually had townspeople living in the tavern while they were waiting for housing. And what they were concerned about is people would just build taverns and they wouldn't build any housing. Even though a tavern only goes up to a level 3. That means that if you want the people to be at their maximum, they should be in a level 5 house. Although I am doing this so that I have level 3, 4, and 5 houses because I want the variety when people go into the restaurant and ask for food. I have more than one of everybody. So if I have 3 concrete mixers and one of them is in a level 5 house, it doesn't matter what the other 2 are in. And that's the way I look at it. That's the way I'm playing. You can go to Discord and ask Minecolonies how to play the game if you want to play it. You can play it however you want. This is Minecraft. And you can do whatever you want in the same way as in Minecraft. And Minecolonies guards that with their lives, with their reputation. They are very, very, very careful not to push that boundary with storytelling and stuff like that. Now they do some stories to explain the ghost towns, to give people an idea of what you can do and what it would be like and how you can story. But beyond that, you are pretty much on your own to discover and to design whatever you want. And so, yeah. Hello, you. What you doing, River? What you working on? You're working on the dyer shop? Really? Okay.
Is there
How long have you been
a
waiting?
problem?
I don't know. You tell me. Hold on. Let me see if she's
Right
getting
away.
anything delivered. If she's not getting anything delivered, there's a delivery. Okay. She's getting those delivered. Are those dyed? Okay, so she needs some dyed things. We're gonna go into the shopping center, which we want to check anyway, based off of what we just realized. Hold on. I'm going to take a sip of water for a minute. Okay, excuse me, sorry about that. And let's come down here, and we should have the shopping center right here. All right. I feel like I have something stuck in my mouth, but I can't find it. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's do 2 things. One of them is I want to go to the mechanic for a minute. The mechanic is Kylie. Hello, Kylie.
Need something?
Are you saying that Messiah is not serving you any food? I'm going to have to find out why. And there's Bear. Bear is working on this submarine, and you can see him in his shop. See that piece of glass front right here that's hanging right there? That needs to go on the front of this machine. Actually, that's not the front. That's the back. It needs to go on the front of here. So there's a portion missing of this piece right here that he is working on to put on. And then, bless you. And then when it's done, he can actually open up this area and the submarine can go down into the water. This is Mixasa and Matlam's design for underwater base. And just like with Mubian's Aquatica, if you want this, you can build it and it will be there for you. So yeah, so this is actually the submarine that he's working on, and that's the story that I have. And that even Aquatica, underwater base, not Aquatica, underwater base has for this style. There is a little bit of story in the style, which is really fun. Okay, Oakley is
sky.
farming.
Look at those clouds.
You could, where can you see clouds? Oh, you can, but those aren't clouds. Oakley, you know those aren't clouds. Maybe she can see them from here, because look, there's the sun. Wow. That's through the ice, through the water up above. So let's go back first of all to Kylie. We're going to see if Kylie is going to say that Bear should do it, and I think she is. We could get Mildred to do it. Nicholas, what are you Oh, so Nicholas is a submarine tech. He drives submarines, and so he's probably coming to answer some question for Bear, why he's here. Let me look and see about glowstone dust. Do we see it anywhere? We do not, but we do see redstone lamps, which is excellent. So we're not asking him to make the lamps. We're just going to take all the materials that we need, but we do need to teach glowstone dust. And there it is right there. And it says that it can be extracted, and that's the only way that we can get it through Minecolonies, is that it has to be extracted, and it's flint, but I'm almost sure that a diamond one will do it too. Yes, so diamond will do the glowstone as well. And so he can't do it for us. We would have to request it, which we did. And then Calvin, who is the, let me come over this way. Calvin, who is the sifter, he runs the sifting plant. He can actually, it's sunset, everyone's going to go home in a minute. What's the matter, Yale? Hi. Yale, you've got food in your hand.
Yes.
That's what you want. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. There goes, that's Sloan going home. Amanda's going home the other way. And along with the Carpenters, they all live down in this area. And right over here, this is Calvin. And we can look and see if Calvin has what he needs. And he does. He has plenty of diamond mesh so that he can get us the amount of glowstone that we need. And he does have some soul sand. I think he needs netherite in order to get it. Let me look for a second here again. Does he need... That's soul sand, and that's why he has soul sand. So he's in the process right now of getting, back to the game, of getting us our glowstone dust, because he's got 61 soul sand. And so he's going to use that to get what we need. Let's come down here. Let's look at our crusher for a minute since we're here. Now this is underwater bases crusher. What's dripping? Why are you gone? Why is that gone? That's interesting. Okay, I mean, if I was going to put something, I would put this here and take this part right here. Put that there, and that matches. Okay, and the other side they can't see anyway. So let's come down here and look. And she's got sand and gravel. She's making sand, if I'm not mistaken. She is making sand. This is Raquel. No, she is making gravel. Wow. So why don't we go to the warehouse right quick? I want to see how many sand and gravel we have, and we can adjust her. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. We can adjust it. I don't want to go that way. We'll go this way so that, no, I don't want to go that way either. Wow. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. So that she can make the sand and gravel that we need. We're not really digging up the floor of the ocean. If we need gravel, we're actually grinding up the 20,000 cobblestone blocks we have to do that with. And so let me just look and see how much we have of both and which one we need more of. So right here, and then I should go to the university and see something. So sand. So now we have 5 gravel, and we have 2. So she needs to be making gravel, cobble, and we still have 19. And we've used a ton, and we still have 19. But that's coming from the new buildings being built, and when we have those new buildings, they start out as cobble, and then as we go along, they get to be something else. What can I do? I've done these. Let me do something here for a minute. Let's come to here. Let's come here. Let's just put these things right here for a minute, so I have a reminder that I'm still waiting on some stuff. I still need another 64 of lilies in order to make sure that I have enough for when we made concrete. And this will be a good amount. So I'm going to go back to Raquel and give her this. And yes, I am giving it to her myself. And we're going to go this way. There's one of our druids. Now we have 3 types of druids, 4 types of druids. We have peace druids, and peace druids are the closest things we have to warriors. Their whole purpose is to be prepared in case of an event, an attack from the outside. And we have several stations where druids actually are able to see outside, above the water and below the water in various parts of the city. This is one of them. We have, I think, 6 of these. We're going to go all the way up to the top. This is one of the older ones with the old leaded glass in, but you can see that they can see the entire city from here, and they can see above the water, and that's the most important thing. And from here, I don't think she can see any of the other. Oh yes, she can see. Most of them can see at least one other guard tower from where they are, and she can see that guard tower over there. And yeah, so that is how our one set of our druids works. Now this station hasn't had a lot done to it. Let me see. This is Hannah, who's here. Hannah's going old school. as far as this is concerned. And we're going to come back over here. So we delivered that. We're going to go to, I love when the salmon, they fall like that. They're actually swimming, but it looks like they fall down. That's so wild. So we have a couple things that we want to add in different areas, and we can begin to look at those areas. The hotel, I'm sorry, Elaine, the hotel area is actually pretty self-sufficient. It has 3 restaurants, it has some retail shops, and it has the cruise, and it has tourism. We have the university area, and the university area has housing and dorms and schools and lecture halls and libraries, and a hospital and a cafe, as well as the enchanter, the ambassador to the nether, and all of those things. So, and the alchemist. We're headed back to the farm country, and we're passing through apartment buildings, and that shows us these druids. These are reception druids, and they're actually a backup for the peace druids. They're not necessarily, I know that she is actually, that Lily is actually a druid. And you can see by her mana and her focus that she's a druid, and a decent druid at that. So the peace druids are all supposed to be druids of that level. However, we have kids who want to help, and they are happy to pretend to be druids. And until the studying gets worked out, because there was a time when if they were at the university long enough, they would become druids. They would get more mana. That isn't happening anymore. And the fact that that isn't happening means that we have to, we are a druid sanctuary, so we can, but we're pretty much relying on getting druids who want to be rescued. This is a level 4 right here, and it is done. What is he working on? Is he working? Yes. So Danny is making this a level 4 as well. And when he is finished, we will have 2 submarine bays, platforms right here. Let's see if they learn something. Yeah, and that's it. That's exactly it. They want to, we'll see if they like it. We'll see, you know, how much they put into trying to learn, and to help with that. To help with them wanting to continue their education and to stay up and continue to be good druids. We have bookshelves in the, hi. Hello, Archie. Okay. So we have bookshelves here so that they can study while they're not doing anything. And they do a little bit of rounds, meaning that they stay on guard most of the time. And so we just want that there for them to have, for they can either do pleasure reading or they can study. And so we've added a bookcase to all of these guard towers to allow them to do that. We're back here in the second makers area. There's our doctor in his plague mask, and people are going to get food because it's that time of morning. And I just want to see something from
What can I do for you?
Tell me that you are actually getting deliveries. If you're not, I'm going to cancel everything. It doesn't say that she's getting deliveries, so I'm going to have her re-ask for everything. And there goes Raquel. We have two Raquels. Our concrete mixer. This Raquel used to be our concrete mixer, and she was like, I don't want to mix concrete, I want to mix food. And so she is now working as she has the skill, she had the skill set for it. So she is working as a restaurant owner. Let me look at something here. 1, 2, 3. She doesn't need this one. We'll put it away. I don't like if they get too filled up. So if they have 1, 2, 3, that's only 3 of the berries, 3 polentas. I only see one of those and one of those. We're low on apples, so I think that's why the apple pies aren't visible in a lot of places. But she's okay, and she is waiting for what everyone else is waiting for. She's waiting for the cooks at the cookeries to get the foods that they need. So let's talk about this. You should let our elders or then your elders do some sort of course for the youth. Then they will know how to live and learn some morals from them. Yeah, that's what our schools and our universities do. Our schools and our universities are specifically there to do that job, to get them ready for life, and not just like they do on Earth, not just teaching you history or teaching you some skill, but actually teaching you some life, some things that you need to know for life. And especially because, Mr. Villager, this is a druid sanctuary. The druids are especially conscious of the fact that they would like to instill a new way of life that is not focused on obtaining millions and millions of something when you don't need it, and just because you can, and things like that, or hurting the animals or the environment and all of those kinds of things. So they do. That's a lot of the stuff that everyone is learning here. We'll see. So see these spaces? These spaces are here because they are missing a bunch of foods. And I'm going to have to begin to check. We added a refrigerator. Let me bring down these two and see what I've got. So when we come back here, she only needs 3 kimchi and 3 teas. This is not enough to go back, but this is. So we're going to put, nope, in the refrigerator. We're going to put these 2 in the refrigerator because they're less than 64. This is me. This is the game that I'm playing. And then the rest of it is going to go back to the warehouse freezer, and anyone who needs kimchi, it'll then be delivered, and that'll be fine. Now remember, this is the newest warehouse, and we're trying to get it filled. So we have so far 6 out of the 10 of our couriers here. We don't have any place for the couriers yet. Danny is going to start working on the logistics center for this warehouse, which I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you right now. We have a logistics center attached to the warehouse right here, and it is a level 1, and so we're waiting for Danny to be available to start working on this. What's he working on instead? He's working on Evelyn's courier post right here. Evelyn is the number one courier. She is the first courier we ever had, and she is number one, and you can see her numbers. She wanted to start the second warehouse. So she transferred over here, but it's only showing her to be a level 4. So we're trying to get her and who is this here? Edison. Yes, Edison to be what's wrong with that? Let me look at Edison for a minute. Yeah, that's definitely him. Edison was doing research for a long time, and then he became courier, and he is second in command here. And then at the other warehouse, 2 other of the couriers have taken over the running of that warehouse. So we still have some things that we can order here that are not here, that would then be brought over from the other warehouse. And let me see if one of those is cobble. Nope, we have cobble now. We have deep slate. Diorite. Right. We have diorite, but not polished. And that's the second time we are not getting polished diorite from when we order it. And let me look here and see, nothing's there. Let's do polished. DIO. And there it is. And let's order 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look at that. There is none over there. Cancel, 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 cancel. Fascinating. So let's try this diorite. 1. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I think that's all that we can order at one time. So we'll have that row come over. Let me see how. This is a level 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is only a level 5, 9. We haven't needed to do any of the upgrades on this one yet. So this is still just a normal sized warehouse. And when it starts to get full, then we will upgrade it so that it can hold more. We have a 3rd warehouse, but we are not opening that yet, and we might not open it at all. So the last time we had a 3rd warehouse, we started to have problems. So, and that was in 20. So I haven't seen anyone else saying that they have more than 2. And so in that respect, I don't want to stress the system in some kind of way or make for some confusion for them. So it's nighttime. Steffi is closed up the restaurant and she's gone home. There are a couple people that I want to check in the food, and we can check right now. This is Greta right here, the environmentalist, but right down here we have a new farm that is growing tea, and we were supposed to turn it off or change it. So we did. We changed it to garlic. So now we're growing garlic. We have more than enough tea. Garlic is the thing that we keep running out of. So we are having Patrick, I believe that was Patrick grow more garlic. Right. In here, he is, that is a level 5 Arcology farm that has been attached to this hallway and to this level 5 underwater base farm. So all of these buildings are at the very top of their build so that any changes that I make to them aren't going to be undone by the builder upgrading the building. And this is durum wheat, which is not being harvested at this time. I do believe that we are fine for that, and 2 fields of garlic. So this is one of the farms that we have. The wheat is looking pretty. Isn't it gorgeous? It really is. And this is the Minecolonies wheat. The wheat for the animals is in a different farm, in a different location. So let's go this way for a minute. We'll look at Nola and Daniela working down here on this farm. And this farm is, these are onions for sure. So we have 2 onion fields, another garlic field, and then we have cabbage and onions here. Now, 1 cabbage field and we're set for life. 1 garlic field and we would be out of garlic in a day. So that's the things that you have to keep track of. And which is the game, which is part of the fun of the game, no? That there's things that challenge you. And so we're going to, everybody's asleep. It's the middle of the night. This is one of our explorers coming there, and Bailey is one of the peace, hi Bailey, is one of the peace druids. She's actually at one of the red towers that looks for trouble. And we're passing the sheep, and gosh, the sheep just take over. They really do. We might cut down. I'm afraid to cut down because we do serve mutton. So I'm kind of afraid to cut down on the amount of mutton we're getting. This is Mira. Mira is first druid. She is actually one of the first 4, and she is the lead druid in Arnaaluk. In some respects, she has the most pull on the council, the town council, because she is first druid. And here's the other wheat. This is the animal wheat over here, which is the Minecraft wheat. And that's all that's grown in this area here. Is 2 fields here, a field upstairs, and here, and this field. We don't have the second greenhouse here because we have housing right next door, and so we don't have room, and we don't actually need it. 3 fields of wheat is enough to feed all all of the animals, all of the chickens, all of the rabbits, well, they eat carrots, all of the lambs, sheep, all of the cows, calves, are all eating off of those 3 fields. So that is good. Let us go now to figure out, let's go out. I need 2 things. I want to put in a bookstore in the other shopping center, and I want to put in a cookery, I believe. If only I could find out if the cookery shouldn't be affected by the number that you have. Whoop. We're going out into the water. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, look at what we've got. What? Look at that. Let's go swim with them. Let's come up and swim with the squid. Hello. You see them move out of my way. And we're going to just swim over top of these buildings for a minute. And I'm just looking at every place from the outside. Just for a second. Hold on. Let's come here. Let's come over here. This is the one of the new apartment buildings. We have 2 apartment buildings that are being worked on, and this is the second to the last one right here. That's the apartment building there that's made out of diorite, and this is the Druid station that's underneath. And let's come down so that I can swim. And then this on the other side is another housing project right there that's being worked on. So wait a second, that's not housing, that's a farm. This is the farm right here. That's the other dairy farm in the diorite right there. That's why it's not done yet, because we're getting the housing done first. And we have this area where we have the hospital. We can't put anything here. Big submarines come here when they want to drop someone off. And see, this portal isn't working right now. We might decide to fix it so that it will work for an emergency exit from the nether. In case someone needs to be brought out of the nether and needs a doctor, they can come to there. That would be a very close and very easy way to get someone help who has been injured in the nether. So that is why we don't have anything in that space right there, because we're working on that. Now we added housing on this side, and we kind of have people living there, but not yet. There's still some things that need to be done to the housing on that side. And here is the exploration submarine. This is the Druid Explorer submarine right here, and you can see names, you can see people in the submarine working. And then over here, this is in fact this is another portal. This one is specifically for the ambassador. This is the Nether ambassador's ship, and this is what he takes when he is going into the nether sometimes. And most of the time he just, let me see. The garlic in the soil is weird, but it's pretty. Yeah, it actually, I think it's Morality who did it, but I'm not sure. The artist, I thought they did a really nice job of trying to indicate the way the plants actually look, the way garlic looks and the way onions look. So it kind of does. Garlic has beautiful flowers. Garlic and onions have really pretty flowers. So it does look like that. And tons of bread. Yes indeed. And so when that glass piece rolls down, if I'm not mistaken, the way it separates is it rolls down, but I don't know, I haven't seen it work, so I'm not entirely sure how. I'm an ambassador. There are some aspects, I might as well just take that fish since it's stuck there. There are some aspects of the technology of my people that I don't have all the knowledge of. All I know is that that is glass on that portal, and that glass pulls back, and then the portal is lit like all portals are lit, and then the ship can go through, and it works really nicely. We could use the door there. but we're not going to. I think I'm going to go over to an airlock that's over here. So if I'm going to swim, let me just swim. Now that you've seen me and you see what it looks like when I'm swimming, which is what I was doing, showing you what it looks like when I'm swimming. That's what it looks like when I swim. So I see those lights there, and that means an airlock. And so we're going to come down here. We can go up here on the other side. I hear that. You hear the frogs? Oh, hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay. And here we are. I'm going to wait for my eyes to adjust for a moment. Okay. Now, the frogs are in the park, and I don't think any of them have escaped. I'm going to look up here. They love these chairs, but everything's fine up here. We don't have any escaped frogs. And let's come over here. Let's go see what the frogs look like. So now this is the Druid Explorers Park, the Exploration Druid Park. And in their park they actually have frogs. Look at you guys. Hi. There's a second one there. I think there might be one up on top of there, I think. Ah, and there's the other. So there should be 3 or 4 of them. And there's 1, 2. So there's one there. There's, whoop. Did you just come from there? Okay, 1, 2. Yeah, I know. Look, you want to jump on me. I know. And so there's only 3 again. So I don't know where the other one is. But we're back to having 3 again. I don't think they've gone out. I think their lifespan, they've either that or there's a pet somewhere, but I don't think there's a pet here. They don't have one. Definitely not. Now sometimes the explorers, they actually do some things, they bring things to people sometimes, and so they do have they do have supplies for areas that are off the beaten track. So in other words, that are not part of the regular delivery. That's when the submarine, the explorers, take things to others. But most of the time, most people use the regular routes, trade routes. All right, so after doing that, let's do it again, but this time with the intent of seeing in the shopping area if there is room for a bookstore. Oh, there we have it. How long have we been on? 2 hours. Okay, there's our first one. I have something that's conflict and I don't know what it is. But when this happens, there she goes. Thank you. They're trying to do it so that if they get stuck for a certain length of time, that they correct themselves. And it is getting much, much better. That makes it so I don't have to restart when that happens. And that is most appreciated. Minecolonies devs, that is great, because that actually helps when sometimes they get stuck, especially couriers because they're moving so fast. It's one of the reasons that I didn't want them to move that fast, but I'm sure that the developers would say that has nothing to do with it, and I'm not going to argue that. So they know better. They know what makes their program work. So this is the shopping center here. If we were going to put in a bookstore, where would we put it? Oh, there's my eyes back. So we have a couple odd spaces. We have a space between these buildings. See this area right here? We have that space. We have a space over here, which is a kind of interesting space because this is in fact the mystic site. To have the bookstore attached right here would actually be kind of neat. We would just have to find something that fit there. And the only thing that's going to fit there is Arcology. If I was on land, a Littleton library would fit there, but or a Dark Dust. Those three are three of the smallest. But underwater, the only one that's going to work is Arcology. Dark Dust and Littleton have land attached to them, and Arcology does not. So let's come here. Let's get this. And let's look and see how much room there actually is here for Arcology. AR. And one back. And one forward. And there it is. Okay. And let's look at education and the library. Level 5. And let's turn it, let me see, we want it lengthwise. So this is the lengthwise way, and let's see how it would fit here. So if it comes all the way to the back, of this building, see where that building is right there? We can see that area. Is it cutting into this building? It is not. Yay, this is good. So it's not cutting into the apartment building. And we can see the white on the outside of the apartment building and on the outside of this building. So over here, see, oops, I stepped in the water. See over here, this is the part that I'm not sure about. Let's look, that is June. June is the, she's actually a peace druid here, but the reason she is because the mystic site is a very important site, and so she is assigned to it, especially since we have a lot of visitors come in. Let's come over here. I just want to make sure that in the tavern that we can't see that building coming through anywhere. So we can't see it here, and this is the farthest over. Only other place would be upstairs, and it's too short, and it's too far away, and there isn't any other place. Yay! So we can actually have a library right here. So let's bring it to here. So the library is actually, we'll have to build it right here. And then once it's built, we'll have to close it up because it's not going to be waterproof. That's why we have to build it, because it's not meant to be built underwater. I'm looking at how high it is in comparison to the other places, and we are good to go. So here we go. Constructed. And here comes the water. Okay, so while we're working on this, we are going to close this part off right here. Since we don't, let's get a pickaxe to start, and let's get up in the air so we don't keep being bandied about. And let's take this one off too, so we don't need any of those. Here, this is open. Let's take these and replace this right here with glass. That part is glass, and then we just have to start working on this whole thing to make sure that it is enclosed. On this side of the wall, I don't think we're going to have a problem on that side. On the other side of the wall, we definitely are. And if we do this, let me look at something here. We could expand the library. We could actually expand the library completely over to this area. What time of day is it? Okay. They're not going to drown. They're just going to have trouble walking, but they're not going to drown here. So I'm not concerned about that. This area right here, it would be really interesting to have it step down. So this is this part right here. What would happen if it stepped down to, so there is the wall on this side. And do I have something under these? I do not. So let's close this for a second, because what I would like to do is, let's fix this and make this actually a part of the building right here. Let's take this away just for a second so I can see how tall, and then think about what we're going to do with that. On this side, do we need any more? We have to bring it out one more block here, and on this side, because the building is here, we're just not going to, let's do this for a second. We're just not going to worry about having anything on this back wall. So right from here, okay, I see that, thank you. So let me turn this off. There we go. So the building's going to come back to here, and then it also has to come around this part right here. Other than that, it's not a building. So we have to take this part off and come through here like this, and that leads us back to the other building that's right here. This building right here. Okay. This is the actual apartment building that's next door, and we're going to have the walls come back in this area. So this is going to be interesting. There are some aspects of this where they actually sit, or not sit, where they actually go up to the books and do things. I don't know if I've moved the books the last times. Let's do some sponges in this spot. Can I get in? Let me do this. I can get in here, but that'll keep the water out of the hallway, and that works for right now. And then that part, we're all going to close that in, which is what we're going to do with all this white concrete right now, is we're going to close in all of this. We can use the same floor, and so right here, this is the library floor, and we're going to put this in, and then we'll just go ahead and put stairs in. So I was talking about the fact of looking up the heritage of the people who live here, and seeing, let's bring it all the way up to this part. But if we do we need this to? Yes, we do. So we're going to bring it to here. So this little area here is where they will be able to go through to the mystic site from here, and that's actually okay. So this part right here, we're going to close in, and we won't have this because in a minute we're going to actually have a place for them to walk and be in this part. This is a wall in the mystic site area, so we're going to continue this wall right here. This gives us some fun places to put like books and things when we have these spots right here. We don't need this to be here, so we're going to take that out. And now I need a roof. Roof? There's nothing to see here. Otherwise, I could say, oh, we'll just use glass. So that means we need a double roof in this area to keep it from leaking. And I would rather put the double from there. Let's bring this down. And I'll see if I like the way that looks. I think so. Let's bring this part over, and that is the top right there of that. So this is going to be roof, and we'll see if it leaks. Then I will put a second row there. Because this part is outside, we can see it. Let's go ahead and do glass right here. And so when the time comes, we can open that glass part and put it there. Okay. Sponges, not yet. Now that part is closed. What do I want to do with this? See this part right here? I don't know yet. Maybe I want to do that. I think I might want to do that with that location right there. Let's take this out and put that there. And that part is okay. And then if we wanted to, we could bring this back to here. Take this stuff away and bring this, wait, I'm going to need to take these parts off of here and put there, and then we'll get some slab to put in that part. So let's go out this way and let's close in around these bookcases. From here, that's what I need. See that right there? I need this to come all the way over, and we don't need the stair, we don't need the decoration at that point. And then we're just going to go ahead and take this piece. This is going to be the corner of the building right here, all the way down and all the way across. Too far. We need it to to protect the flooring, and we'll just fill this part in all the way up to here. And I need a piece right here. I'll see that on the other side if I need to do something more with that, but that's what I'm doing with this section. So this is the materials that I use when I'm doing what I'm doing, and I just go ahead and do it, and then when I'm done I go get the materials from them. So based off of how much concrete that I've used, how much white concrete, which means I need white in order to in order to dye the concrete. Concrete isn't white unless you dye it white. And so all of that kind of stuff is the stuff that that I take out of the warehouse, because if I was in survival, they would have made it. They would have done all of this work. And with me still as the player, still doing stuff, but I like to do it like that. And it's fun for me. And what I'm saying is my nation is a wealthy nation that uses its wealth to encourage peace, to encourage places to choose peace, and that's what it does with its wealth. It encourages peace. And so since it does, this is going to be floor here, I think. I don't think I am, but I'd almost like to, but I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, nah, I'm not going to do that. So this is just going to be the outside of the building right here. And this part right here is actually just going to be covered, so we're not going to need that glass in that section. There's nothing to see here, so it's not like we're going to lose something in that part. There is still an area where there is a, yeah, I see, there it is. There's a source, so we have to get the sources out now. There's still some water sources. There's no water here, and now there's no light because I'm not underwater. Lantern. May I have the envelope, please? Let's put a lantern here, just so that I can see for a second. So yeah, wasn't I going to push the wall back? I didn't. So yeah, look at that. Only in these areas right here, but back here where this is that filled in? Yes, it is. Okay, I'm going to fill it in with white. Nope. I'm going to fill in the corners like that. Here where we still have water on the ground, where's the water coming from? Okay, good. Pa. What do I want to do? Does this show on the inside? I don't think so. I don't think it does. I think that is a decoration for the area where we were, and there of course is Mira. Mira is always, whenever I'm putting in a new building, Mira is checking it out immediately. So this is books, and so it in fact does have these colors right here, And that means that we can actually, have to be careful, we can actually put in this purple. Do we have any purple light in this area? Just one. I just need one. No, I don't. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me come here and see if I have any. I just need one. Yay! Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So I have this to trade these out. Trade that one out. We kind of almost need one right here, don't we? Let me see what I want to do with that later. Here's an interesting thing. I don't think we need this part anymore. I think what I'm going to do here is make this glass in this area. Now, this should be orange because this is housing right here. And so this piece should come at least up to there to show that this is housing. So if someone's looking for a house in this area, this is where they would be. That is not right. So let's come here and look. That looks like that's red instead of orange. And it is. So let's take that one and correct that one. Now, do I want the gray? I'll leave it for now. Hi, Mira. Perfect timing. She's just going to pretend. She's going to go, uh-huh. And then we'll see what else we want to do. We do know that we're going to have a stair come down. This is dripping, so this is what we were talking about. So in this area, let's put a sponge in. Nope, see that? That is pure, unadulterated city out there. So that is absolute water. And so in this section right here, we do have to put in a double. Otherwise, I'm going to end up having to put paneling there. And I don't want to worry about paneling right at the moment. Who's leaking here? These might be in the glacier, and I might be able to just do that and stop them from leaking, and it did. And thank you. This is also what I need to come right here like this. Who's still dripping? You are. So we're going to keep the floor and the inserts, because I always like those, for Arcology, for the fact that this is going to be a library. We'll be able to have books be here, right in this spot, right here. Can I do the half there? That would be interesting. Let me put this back. This. Let me see. There's a half. Let me take a half. Can I set it there? I might not be able to. Nope, I'm not able to. Do I want to do it down and then have this sitting on top? I think I might. I think I like that. And then have that sit all the way to there to match the others, but be down in this corner right here. This isn't going to show outside, and that looks good for having another place where there are books. This part right here, we're actually going to open this, and this is going to be another place. Okay, and let me look. Let's put that in and then put that. it looks like that I have a panel right here. Everyone's tucked in, yay! So I'm just gonna put panel in that little spot right there. See how the panel's coming over? We can just have that be like that. And I'm good with that. All right, and then we'll work on the other. But for right now, when we work for a really long time, I have to make sure that that everything is running okay. So let's take one of these out of here. Put it here. Here, and there's that. So we need white in that part. And I actually don't like that. So we'll do just a piece there. And we can put one more set of books here, which would allow us to do a piece like this on this side. And then take this off and put this up here. And I think I would almost rather have this be here. See that? That's going to be a problem, Houston. Let's go look and see where that is. It doesn't show. Yay! Look at all these places where we can actually have like paintings and things. I'm actually going to be really keen on there being paintings and stuff in these areas. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to decide if I need that. I don't think I do. So there would just be this glass section right here separating this area coming down here, and we can actually have like a chair or something, table or chair sitting right here. We don't have chairs in this area yet. See this over here? We could actually do chairs there. And see these? What are you going to do with these? So that are inside the glacier. So those are things that I want to look at and see what we want in those spaces. So that is part of what we're doing. I do need it's a retail shop, and I'm liking it being like this. We're going to have the glass come there, sorry. And here, this is, nope, we're not going to have glass there. So that means that right here, I need a piece of glass. And let's take and replace that with a piece of glass. And you see what I've got back there? Let's take that out and fix that. And then that's taking care of that. This is interesting. What am I doing? This is curious. Do I even need that? Yeah, I'm gonna have a piece. And if I have a piece, then it has to have this underneath it. It does need a piece of prismarine underneath it. So let's take that, and let's take this here and nope, make it this. So in this area right here, I'm going to have this and that. So that's under the glass, and there is the entryway for the building. And then it's just a matter with all of these of pulling these parts out and seeing what I want to do with the rest. But I like that. We could have this whole back part here actually be like this, I think. And then we'll see if we want to bring more books here or actually have seating here. I think in the other one we have seating in this section, and this is the bookstore, the actual bookstore. Let's put these all the way up. And then we have these that are leaking. So I've got a sponge. This is in the room. This is in the room. These are all available. Let's put this up here. Let's see this. Let's get this and a sponge. I'll just hold on to the lantern for a second. Okay, so that's not leaking anymore. So let's take that piece and put here. And then all I have to do is decide what color I'm going to use for the ceiling. If I'm going to change or if I'm just going to have it be white. And more than likely I am. Drip again so I can see where you're dripping. There's one there. And then these are dripping here. So there's that one. Wait. Wait, wait, wait. And this one here. Stop. Stop. And this one, these two, and there we go. Okay. So that part's not going to drip. There's, let me see if I can sponge this. Yes, I can. Yay. So now we'll just put this in. Yeah, because, whoops, because the glacier sometimes has holes in it, and those holes fill with melted water. And so, but they can be sponged out sometimes not. See what I just did there? That's not going to be able to be there like that. I need a piece of this, and then I need this, and this I can do. Okay, 2 and 3. So so yeah, I say, oh wait, I should stop for a little bit and do some things, and then I start looking at something and saying just what everyone in Minecraft says. I just need to do this one last thing right here, and it's like, yep, and before you know it, really? Yeah. Let's put in a block here. Now the question, of course, is what are we going to have there? I'm not using lantern. Let's come here and let's remove that. And let's see something for a second. Lanterns, lamps. Ooh, this might be pretty. But that would be glow. Our glow looks like this. We have some framed glow lanterns from Chipped, and we also have Domum Ornamentum lanterns that we could do. Let's do these for a second. So see how that is there? We're actually going to put this in, and it would be like that. And so they would have those in this area. I'm okay with that. Let me see if I can close this. I cannot. So let's bring this here. And that gives me that part. And then I can put that back up. I don't think anyone's leaking anymore. So, we have some places where we can put some paintings in these spots right here. If I took this out, I could put a full painting. We could put some paintings in there, a painting in this section, and we can look at those areas. Now the question is, should we have the mechanic shop open to this area? And of course the answer is yes. We will have the mechanic shop also open right here. Now the mechanic shop is probably going to leak now that I did that. And they are using this. So we can come here and put a matching, see the one across the hall? Put a matching one of those in right there. Let me see where this window is. I don't like that it shows on one side and not on the other. See this part right here? I don't like that part. So I'm going to bring it out one more right here and have it look like this, which would mean bringing, oops, wrong thing, bringing this out to here, bringing the wall out to here, and then, did I just get rid of them? Of course I did. Of course I did, but I can get one from there. Bringing the, whoops, we're flooding the retail store, and then putting this under the glass right along this part right here. Let's have this, and this come to here like that. This is not going to be here, and this is going to be interesting. I think we're going to cover it all the way across. Yes? 3, 4, 3, 4, and there we go. And that is going to cover that marking. And this is actually going to be orange, which we did have on us. So let's change that to orange right here. That's housing. Housing is orange. Orange. And let's come here. And there we go. So let's go back in and put this glass right here. And let's take this part all the way over, and it looks like this now. So both sides have that, and this side, let's take this one and make it white because of the other side of it. I like things to be symmetrical sometimes. Wait for my eyes to come back. There they are. And then we can do this. And that is this entrance, which, weren't we having someone work on a dome? Did we stop the dome work? I wonder if we did. This is a level 5 over here of this shop. And let's look. It absolutely is. I'm fine with the glass being here. between these two stores. This is the Fletcher shop, which is underwater bases, level 5 Fletcher. And this is Aquatica's Fletcher shop, level 5, which I haven't done anything to except repair the damage done from the fact that these two buildings were, who's that? Hi, Dax. Hi, Dax. I haven't seen Dax in a while. How are you? Dax is our glass cutter. And so when the glass building was going in, these two buildings, they showed as circles. Both of them had rounded edges, but of course there are no rounded edges in Minecraft. So the buildings intersected each other, and Mubian would say no.
Oh, so cold. And
My
wet.
building did
I hope I
not
don't get
intersect the glass shop, and actually that's true in this case. And so, and what I would say to Mubian is, your building was built later than the glass shop design, and so that's why that is like that, like that. That's like that, like that. And so, yeah, so, but when it was like this and we did this to protect it, we liked it. We liked having the glass here. And yes, we liked having the glass here. And I really loved having them being able to see the glacier. And so this is actually, I like the way this turned out. And we're fine with this. I might pull, I think the problem was this light right here, which is why I didn't pull this back properly, right in this spot right here. But for right now, nope, I did get it. I don't know whether I want to do, I think I want a slab there. So let's come here to here. Let's put this away. Let's bring these pieces down. We're not keeping them. You can put that away. That's in there. Let's put this away. That's actually gray, and I have those. And put you away. And everything else can go back. What am I looking for? Slab. There's a piece of slab right there to put right there, and I prefer that on this side because of the stairs that are there on that side. We're going to bring this whole thing over just here because we have that stair area right here, and I would like it to be just a little bit flatter just right in that part. And so there we have it. Sebastian is the first Fletcher, and we only have 2. We could use a third. I'm going to get rid of all of this. And when I say get rid, I'm putting it back, of course, into my supplies is what I'm saying. And these are supplies that I hold on to. Gray and gray, this and that. And these have to go, I have to get another shipment container to have all of these go back to Tana. This is stuff that was used, and so we're just going to have all this go back. Iron. We have to do something about iron. Let me get a drink of water. Jellybean would be going, have you had anything to drink yet? Yes. Okay. So, Mr. Villager, what do you think so far? What do you think of us adding a bookstore right here so people can come right here. Let's take this wall away right here, and we'll put in two things. We'll put that here and this here. Good. So a person can come to here and come into this area. Now if we wanted to, in these spots right here, we could actually have some sort of thing. Oops, I stepped in the water. Something here so that we have books in this.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, June. Luckily, I didn't hit her with a tool, or she would have actually attacked me. So let me see here. How do I want to do this? We can't have this one or this one, which means that we need a sponge to see if that can be sponged, and it can. And so now that's not going to leak, so we can put that in, and this one here, and the same thing. They're just water reserves in the ice, melted water in the ice, and we'll put that in. And I like that, and we could almost do lights right there. And if we did, this is kind of, you're right, this is what I would like to do, is one of these. So let's put this here and here, and then we can have some huge painting there. And so we have books on that side across from the book store. So if someone wants a book, and this is the thing that June would be doing, that she would say, well, there are lots of books here that if you want to look at them, you know, go right ahead. And if you decide, Oli, hold on. Did I wash away something? Did I wash away something? I don't think so. Okay, good. So that people can decide. I'm just going to have to take that one away and that one. If they leak, I'll have to fix it. So there isn't any reason to have that. Dun, 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 dun. So then over here, where this is, we can take this part away. And let me see, I think this is just a hole. It is. Yay. Okay, and put that in. And but for right now, I am going to bring, oops, this part, oops, right over like that. Okay, so this is a nice connector for this area. What do we do here? So this wall is the back of the flower market right here. And this flower market area here has this. And I love this. So I'm not going to have it come through. We'll just have them walk this way. But I do need something here. Hi, June. What? June was like, I heard something. Yes, you heard me. So we could have, I probably did this before and changed it back. And I'm changing it again just because we can. Just change that part there. I think I'm going to put in the slab here and just have that come down like that in that area. And now I'm more likely to have this come down here. like that. All right, so what do I do with this darkness? What do you think, Mr. Villager? Any suggestions? So this will allow us to have another set of librarians here, which will be bookstore owners and curators. And Beatrix lives too far away. Ariana is a professor. She's a teacher at the university. Cindy is one of the new druids, and she has a 28 focus and a 28 mana. So she is a druid, and she's not going to do this job. She could. Fabian is the head, he's the librarian, the head librarian for the university. Fabian is. Talon doesn't have anything to do, and he didn't want to do anything else. This is actually perfect for him. See all his things? He might want to be a farmer. Let me look at farm skills for a second. Do I have any skills available? People? Did I have the skills? I don't have the skills readily available. We can have him be here, and then if he decides he wants to do something else. Now, Renata is with Everly at the hotel bookstore, and we can have Talon have someone here as well with him. But we'll see who it is. But for right now, we're going to bring Talon over to work this bookstore. And that means he's living in the dorms still. He's too far away. There are 3 people living here. Talon could live here. Let me see how many people are living here. Here, there's only 2 people. We'll have Talon move here. Kylie lives with Yale, and Yale is our stone mason, so he would be too far away. See, he's 84 blocks away, so Kylie couldn't move here. Oakley's already here. Sebastian's already here. Now, these were the apartments, remember, where we started to give each one of them, kind of give them a little bit more space depending. So on this side, they have a little more space, and on this side, they don't necessarily have more space. We'll have to see. But upstairs, I think it crisscrosses. So when we go upstairs on this side, this one has a little tiny bit more space right here, and then this part right here is the more space for that one. If you're wondering why these are all different weird things, it's because this was a very old building. This is urban birch from 19. In 19, I converted this to an urban birch that could be built underwater. In 20. In 19, I probably took off all the sides of the urban birch so it could be built underground or something like that. That's usually what I end up doing. So when Neo happened, the texture notifications for Domum Ornamentum changed. And when they did, all these floors became all sorts of weird stuff. And we haven't done anything in this area in a while. So we could come back here and work on some of these apartments and give them a little bit more of give them some attention, because they definitely need a little attention. So we could do that. So Talon, what are you trying to decide what kind of picture painting you want there? Is that what you're doing? Are you painting the walls? What are you doing there? Let me see if I can get a painting here. P-A-I-N-T. That is a 2x2. What don't I need? Hold on for a second. Let's make these go away. And let's take these pieces and put them here. And this up here. And then we can go back to painting. So let's come here. P-A-I-N-T. And let's see what we've got in the 2x2s. Ooh, earth. F. Forest. Ooh, E. No. Let's come here. 2x2. Ooh, I. Lonely tree. Let's try a bunch of these. This is a lonely tree. Wow. I think I've used that in here before. That's intense. Let's try one more. I'm going to need a block. Let's try this one. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. Let's try another. Let's try this one. Oh, that's interesting. Anyone have any of you out there, if you have a preference, say which one. And that is really quite, ooh, that's fascinating. The moon. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, and then, oh, look at that. Oh, that's interesting. I actually think I like that one the best right now, but I haven't seen the last one. Oops, I knew I was going to need a block. And let's come to here. Wow. Okay, so I have all of these really cool pictures. I don't know which one I can choose. So they come in here, and there's that picture. We can have a picture here, and then a picture in this area right here. And if we have a picture in this area, we might have the bookcase come back into here so that there are shelves right there that they're getting books from, and do that. This is 3x1. So let's make all of these go away. Let's do 3x1, P-I-N-T, 3x1. There's a sky block. There's Savannah. Oh, I recognize these. The nether portal, the bridge, I'm not gonna like. And 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So those are the ones that we have. So we can do this one. Yeah, that's the bridge, which I knew I wasn't going to want. There's the nether portal. That's really beautiful. I kind of like that because it's brighter. See, when you come in, that's what you would see. I actually like that for that reason. See how we have the stone above? I might just to not have it right here, just put in this stone up here and not have the concrete. We're sitting on the ground here, so we don't have to worry about the weight of the building in this area. As far as this is concerned, this is actually sitting on the ground in this part, so it's not floating. And I like that better in that area. This area is okay, but that area needs the warmth of that. I know I should have tried all the pictures. So that was number 2. Let's do number, oh, that was number 3. So let's do number 4. And number 4 is the sky block tree. And so Yeah, let's do that one. I want them to look like paintings. I don't really want them to look like TVs in this part. And now we need 1 by 2, which is essentially a flag. So let's put this here. Let's look at flags for a minute. Painting. There are some pictures, 1 by 2s. And let's find 1 by 2s for a minute. There we go. 1 by 2. Ooh, American? What could that be? 1 by 2. Zombie pigman? 1 by 2. Cactus? Wait. 1 by 1. Nope. 1 by 1. 1 by 2. 1 by 2. Let's bring this down. Or this up. And that didn't come up that much. Let's bring this down to here and look for 1 by 2 again. Okay, 1 by 2, cactus, prairie ride, macaw, Lisa. Okay, let me see what I'm looking at. Let's see, let's make sure this is the right format. It is the right format. So there's the cactus. We're not going to use that one. We're not using the children's paintings, the ones that look like children's paintings. That I would use. That looks like some sort of abstract. And I don't know whether you can see it, but it looks like it's the farmer. It does look like it's the farmer. One more. Why don't we have that one? Why don't we have the Mona Lisa in there? That's wonderful. We'll do that. I'm going to put this here. And I can't do both, I think. So I would like it to come down in a thing, but I don't think it's going to look the way I want. So I think I have to actually, are you dripping? Okay. Talon's like, would you be careful of the books, please? It's like, I'm trying. I really am. Now this we can do. See that wall piece right there? That, and that. And we'll put this here. And I can have some ladders or something to make it look like they actually do need something to get up in this area. And we could do a ladder. Bless you. Good gracious, that was right in our ear. Let's try this. Although I don't really want them to be able ladder. Let's look at something for a second and see. And I've spent all the time here, haven't I? Let's look at this paladin. Let's do dark oak. Let's see what his look like. Theirs look like. Oh, I like that. I definitely like that. Okay, so that looks like something, especially with the railing across, it almost makes it look like that ladder could travel back and forth. So, we could have one there, but I would like it if they just picked that ladder up and put it where they needed it. Suddenly the dev asked for more 5s. Oh no. You were so close to finishing the Inuit culture. Oh, and they asked for 5 more. sure. Ah, you that's a pretty massive set that you're doing, the Inuit, because you have to do them for every type of person. That's pretty intense. I actually like Paladin's ladders specifically for the library. There's something about them that looks really good. I think we might trade out the ones in the university for this, because I really love the way they look. Do we need? Nah, we don't need a ladder there. Let's go over to the library for a minute. You've already done 2, and now you have 5 more to do. Okay. The set is only 20 if you remember in general, but yeah, there is the thing. Yeah, that is. If you were doing them for Minecolonies people, I think it's 144 that you have to do if you're doing it for them. That's why almost nobody does them, because it's 144 different types of body that you have to do, and that's pretty intense. So let's come over here and let's look at the ladders. I took some of the ladders away, but these are the ones. These really look like ladders in this kind of way, when what we need is for them to look like this. And so I'll do that one there. We took away the one on this side because they insisted on climbing all of them, climbing all the way up to the top of that one. But let's see what happens if we replace it with one of these. Let me check some other place where we removed. We could have another ladder just in this area. So what we're making it like, we can't have it there. What we're making it, there it is, is that in different sections of the room, they have these ladders that can be moved. And so them coming up that far is enough. And so now you have 2 bets, or it's just he didn't see the last ones you made and forgot, or then the old ones were too ugly and raw. Being honest, your work is much better than before. Harder, but better. That is life. Congratulations. That sounds good. Now it's missing 1 woman and 1 shaman. Recounting, you did 3. Okay, cool. Sounds interesting. I know you're doing it specifically for someone, so you can't show us necessarily on Discord or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty neat. There was a ladder here, so we're going to put the ladder back. That was here. And there they are, and I really like them much better. I do. 140, too easy. Yeah, I think it's 140 something. It's 148 or 147 or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, that's how much work goes into Minecolonies. And what we're talking about, Mr. Villager has been hired to make skins and just not share. Has been hired to make skins, and this is something that Minecolonies, too easy for the dead, only if that. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I don't really want you in trouble with your with your employer, and it's really okay. When your work is done, you can tell us if there's some place that we can go that the employer approves of to see your work. But other than that, yeah, don't risk it. Don't risk, being at odds with the person who asked you to make those. We'll show the people what we're talking about for some of the people who might not have seen. It is what time now? It is spring. In June, we will probably change the clothes, or we could do it. It's May now. It's May 15th, isn't it? 14th. Oh, that would be interesting. Shall we change to some summer clothing? Not necessarily a job, more like volunteer. You're all for experience and learning. Okay. Well, okie dokie. So yeah. So right now we're using medieval. Medieval style is sort of spring or fall clothing to me. Nordic is winter. Asian and East Asian and one of the others is, let me see what's here. Did they take away the summer one? Hellenic. Hellenic is very summery. Hellenic is. We could have them do Hellenic. That would be kind of cool. You're just a little sad. You wanted to do more after that, but he doesn't want help with the Byzantine set. Oh, he's doing it himself. Or he has someone who's doing it already. Well, do your own. Do your own. There isn't, look at Minecolonies. There isn't a Byzantine set. For Minecolonies, you could do it. They would probably give you something for it. But like I said, you'd have to do it for every single body, every single person. So, shall we change, Mr. Villager? Should we change to Hellenic, which is summery? Or should we wait until it's more summery? We could have them, let's see, so we've probably been like this March, April, May, June, July, August. We could have yeah, he's doing it. Yeah, he wants to. He wants to play too. You don't see why not change? Let's change to Hellenic. So everyone's going to wake up in the morning and they're going to be dressed more summery. And it is sunrise, and so people are going to start to be up. And we'll begin to see a change in the clothes. And let's stay here for a minute, especially right here. A lot of people come down this hall, and we'll begin to see. And here comes some of the couriers. That was a courier going to the hospital, and I think checking into the hospital. The doctors are not there yet. There's the doctor right now, and you can see what they look like. So for the summer, the doctor's going to come out. She's got a couple people. They're wearing much lighter clothing, and I really like the Hellenic style for that. Now, I'm a patron of Minecolonies on Patreon, and it is a perk of being a patron to be able to change to have all these different styles of clothing. So you can see that the druids have bare arms, and there is the visitors are coming in. So you see the visitors coming in this kind of clothing. What are you doing up there? And there goes one of our workers. That's actually our let me see here. Actually, there is only one, if not two issues. One, and probably the only one, you don't know how to use Blockbench for their third exclusive models. Okay. And two, if they by any possibility have a time for doing this stuff, it would end up breaking you. And actually, they don't. It would be one of those things like if you wanted to do it, you could just do it and then offer it to them. You know, if you had what they needed for what Minecolonies needed. And you know, you can ask Ray, you're on Discord, you can ask Ray what it takes to do, I know you like doing those, and you can ask Ray what it takes, and then he can tell you what it takes to make those and what they have to, what the specifics are. And then you can see if you want to. You can see if it's going to be fun for you. If it's not going to be fun, he won't care, you know. He would like it if you wanted to, but it's not a thing where, you know, someone's going to think badly of you or something. And you don't have to be on a timetable because you're still studying, and studying is important. So you threaten to offer help to, you think, Mr. Cat. You hope that's right. That sounds familiar. Yeah. And I know you want to offer help, but you can, I know you want to offer to help. You sent a screenshot of an image with a huge text about your thanks for the mod existing and all of that. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's what happens in life, you know. That's what happens in life with people. You can offer your services, but they might be doing it themselves, or they might already have someone like you who's doing it for them, you know, and things like that. And so, yeah, so it's okay. It's okay. So Mr. Villager at one point was saying that if anyone wanted a skin, that he is on Reddit, and you can ask him on Reddit to do a skin for you. The reason I'm saying that is because he did my skin, and I actually love it. This is one of my mermaid outfits, and this is my traveling mermaid. And that's what the back of it looks like. This is my work traveling mermaid. So my hair is pulled back into a bun in this version of myself. He has made ones for me where I'm just in my fin, and he's made ones for me where I'm much dressier for like a special occasion or something like that. So I love his work, and so yeah, that's what I would say. And so actually, I think he should get paid, and yeah. All right, so let me turn back here. That she should be compensated in some kind of way, and that your work is good enough for that. And so, yeah. So let's look. This is a visitor, a Barrett, and I think we have some Barretts here. And this is just a person who's visiting, and they're getting ready to leave. See, they don't have any chicken pops left, those meat pops. When those meat pops are gone, they go away, the visitors, and that's fine. People told you Patreon is dangerous?
Yeah, I heard a whistle that time.
Oh, that's interesting. Patreon's dangerous? You're going to have to tell me why. I mean, what was their rationale for Patreon being dangerous? That's very curious. There are some aspects of Patreon that are corporate, but they were one of the ones that when people started complaining about it, they actually pushed back. But you'll try and find another way and then convert dollars into local cash. Yeah. And yeah, that is strange. No, that's strange. And I'm on Patreon. I know people who are on Patreon. Minecolonies is on Patreon. And I have 3 other artists that I know who are on Patreon. And so this is Leonard now.
What can I do
This
for
is what
you?
Leonard looks like now. The only thing, unfortunately, is that the Hellenic style precludes any diversity of skin color. One of the reasons that the default is wonderful is it's diverse as far as skin coloration is concerned, whereas the Hellenic style makes everyone, the Nordic style does that too, makes everyone European. And even in the time of the Greeks, that wasn't true. Uh-oh, are you going to correct yourself? Are you going to correct yourself? Are you going to correct yourself? I hope. Oh, I was hoping they might correct themselves, and we'll see in a minute. Being honest, it came from a relative, an aunt of yours. She said a friend of hers got there and lost her money. I feel she lost her money somewhere else. Got there and lost her money? I don't know how you can do that. But that's then you have a relative. So it's your relative's word. Actually, her friend's word, and you would have to have more details. But, and we'd have to know what kind of money we're talking about. Because if she is talking about being on Patreon, that's one thing. If she's talking about supporting people, that is something that that you have a lot of control over. Actually, you regret for saying that Nordic is racist, but actually it makes such a lot of sense, them being white, they are Europeans. No, it doesn't. The idea that all Europeans are white is not true. All Europeans are not white. And so there are Europeans who were in the countries that were north. Sicilians weren't, Grecians weren't, not really. And so it's one of those things where it's just easy. I mean, you know, people who are not of another skin color than European color don't usually think about that thing. Or they think what you just said, that all Europeans are white. No, they're not. They just aren't. Russians aren't. And yeah, so that is one of those things that, yeah. The Moors ruled Spain for 700 years. The United States is only 200 years old, and 250 in a minute. And the Moors ruled Spain for 700 years. And they were not white people. So that's one of those things where, yeah. You want to say something? Comment on, please. Go into comments and tell me what you want to say about it. So yeah, but yeah. Now you're lost in the argument. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I love the detail of the clothing. I love the fact that if there is summer, it seems to me like a very wonderful summer clothing. Or if I didn't use them, I could use the Asian style. And let's come here and we'll show. So let's come to here and use the East Asian style. So the East Asian style is, of course, what it says. And so now everyone is going to change into clothing similar. Now, this is more pagoda. This is more older East Asian, just in the same way as medieval clothing. The default clothing is middle. Hi, how are you? Welcome back. How are you doing? And yes, so we're showing now the Asian clothing, and these are visitors. You can tell by their boots. The people who are townspeople don't have on boots like a player. So that tells you that they're actually visitors. Look what time it is. And they're actually, hold on again. Actually, you think Minecolonies team models are already in good hands, and definitely better hands than you. You just wanted to know its author for maybe being like an apprentice of theirs. You can ask Ray. You go ahead and ask him. You'd be surprised. I think you'd be surprised by what they would say. And so, yeah, I'm way past the time. I was supposed to stop at 3 hours. I can stay on for another 15 minutes, especially since Norm has gotten here, Fur 3 Norm, and I can show Norm. I'll show you the area that we're working on, this submarine. So let's go back to it. We're listening to Drone Hats music in the background, and these are our druids. Notice the short sleeves now for the summer clothing that we have. We're going through the, I think this is the Zelkova, isn't it? Yes, the Zelkova apartment building right here. And the Zelkova apartment building is the one that has the grass put in that Zaf was asking for, having a corridor that actually had grass, and so we put in that section right there. This was done because we had a different building here, and when we removed that building, we still had these corners, and so we decided to make them into an aquarium in this area. This is one of our builders, Lionel, right here, and this is the hotel. the hotel restaurant right in the corner of the hotel here. There's the hotel restaurant. This is Zaria's. And this is not a taxi. This is a delivery scrub that's sitting in the hotel bay. And this area is still being worked on. This area right here. The hotel has some really beautiful views. That's the submarine bay for all the submarines that deliver in this area. And that is a wonderful place. And then over here, you can see the shops. That's a flower shop, and this is a clothing store that's being worked on right now. River's working on the clothing store here. But through here, where it's still dripping, we're going to put in a dome, a glass top in this area. As soon as River is finished working on the submarine itself. So here's the submarine. We're inside the submarine now. This is the cockpit area for this sub. Now, the subs that we have here are kind of, that's why they called it a sea truck. They're not like the cruise, the exploration submarine, which is actually much more a real submarine. These are cruisers. This is a luxury sub, and it's going to have, this part isn't finished in here yet. This is the quarters where people have their rooms. These rooms on the ends are open. The rooms in the middle are closed, but there are double rooms in the middle, and there are single rooms on the end. You can see the beds up top, and those are the beds for the quarters. So they have these bunks up above their seating like a train. And then this is going to be the dining area here. And then the next one is going to be the viewing area. And we're going to have it be really glass, practically an entire glass train car or submarine portion. So that's how we're doing it. You can see it from here, from the hotel. And this is the submarine center, the cruise submarine center. So we've taken away aspects of this building that were meant for it to be a player house, but we're not using it for that. So we took away all of, how many were there shelves? I think there were like 50 shelves in here for the player, plus there was all the equipment that a player needed. Am I using a Create mod? Actually, Mr. Villager asked me that on Tuesday, and I am not. I know about Create. Hold on. I'm not so much interested in Create. I thought that Vincentius would be interested in it, but I'm not interested in it. So yes, I know that if I had Create, that this ship would move, and that would actually be kind of fun. But I'm not at that level of dealing, I guess is what I would say. I know lots of people have it, and I know on Minecolonies Discord that I see moderators saying that they have Create as a part of their Minecolonies play. So apparently Create doesn't make the Minecolonies not work. So in that respect, that's really cool. But I just am not interested enough in it, and so that's why I haven't done it. I was hoping Vincentius would be, and he might be. We'll see. There we go. It's morning and everyone's come for breakfast in this area. These are couriers sitting here. We changed to a summer style. So you're playing on mobile now, plus 350 mods, but no create mod. And this is the restaurant owner. This is what she looks like now. And this is what the people look like in here. Uh-oh. So hold on a second. Something just appeared on my screen. And am I going to be able to make it go away? Yes. Okay. And so now everyone's getting their breakfast. And some people are running out and taking their breakfast with them. And others are sitting and eating. But most of these are couriers. So they're going to take their breakfast with them. Create is one of the greatest things you've seen. It would burn all of our new ones trying to learn how to use it. Yeah, if that's something that you really like, I can see how that would be amazing. I've actually watched some people use Create to make trains and to make things, and it's really fun. Thank you Fur. And so that was a new area that we're working on right here. And then we're working on, see that down there? That's actually housing that's going to be down there. Oh, that's going to be interesting. People are going to be able to look down into those people's houses. Ooh, we might have to actually do a different top on those down here, because where they are, they're going to be very, very noticeable. People look down and go, oh, look, there's that person in bed. So we'll probably have to do something different with the top of that. And the reason I'm saying that is, let me show you what the top of that building is going to look like. So this is only a level 3 of this building, and Lionel is working on this building right now. The level 5 of this building, let's see, the closest one that I have looks like this over here. So you see how we can see into this apartment here? That's what's going to happen. So we'll probably have to cover that one, and you would keep it, then we could see the No, it's fine in areas like this. We don't, that's a skylight. But down below where that is, we actually need that to have some privacy. So we'll do that. But yeah, so out of all of those buildings, that's the first one that's deep sea. All the others are up to the surface, and so there's nothing over top of them. And I think in all, I think I have 12 now, or 13 counting. You actually try and create mod on 20, but mobile gets limited. Oh yeah, when you're on, yeah, it's harder when you're on mobile to get some of those things. Maybe we could see a coral garden or seagrass. In this frozen water, you mean frozen water that we have here? So we're not going to have it on top of the building because the water is frozen, unless we actually make it an enclosed an enclosed area. So above where they live, we would have to put in another whole glass area here in order to have a garden, and it would have to be heated because because this is ice right here. This is ice, and this is the water freezing on top. So yeah, so we need to actually, that's why you don't see anything growing on these buildings. If you were building underwater base in another area, these buildings are usually covered with beautiful seagrass and kelp and all sorts of things, pickles and everything. But all that stuff, it's too cold here for all of that. So that's why we don't have those things growing here. Anything that you see inside is heated, like this. See how these are here? So they're in a heated area, and that's keeping them alive. And the other one that we were showing you, that's over here, and I think it is, let me see if I can find it based off these buildings. Oh no, I'm in the farm country. We need to go over to where the pyramids are, right over here. Yeah. So the building that has the aquarium is this building right here. And so these aquariums are also heated. Oh, wait, no, this right here. That's behind this stone are heated areas, and this is one of the ones that's too heavy, and that I'm actually supposed to be putting in something to show that it's being supported, this building, because this building still has a ton of stone on it. And so I actually need to, how much time? 3 minutes? Need to bring down, have this actually be connected to the ground in this area. Just where this is and where this one is. This is that other place where we have, so let me see, what do I have? Let's take this, and I think I'm going to use this to put in. So we would essentially, I want to essentially put in this section to make it that this thing is being supported by this, by at least one thing in the ground, and that's what I'd like to have in this section here. That other part is going to be more difficult. Ooh, look what we found. We just found copper. We actually need copper. So let me see here. Rather than bury it, since I did find it, I'm going to dig it out. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Okay, and look what's underneath. That looks like andesite. It is. And we're just going to have that part be like, that's the underneath supports in that. 3 copper, and we'll get 3 of those. 1, 2, 3, and there we are. Okay, and yeah, I do have to go through in some of these areas in search of materials, and we'll do that. There's plenty of copper. We do need iron. There's actually lapis down there, which is pretty wild, but this is the submarine bay. So the submarines come in here. You can see there are the concrete subs which all are painted blue. We have yellow submarines. These are some of the courier submarines. And then we also have blue scrubs as well. And Mr. Villager, just for a second. You forgot it even underwater. Yeah. Hold on for a second. And there I am. And yeah, put limited on it. It's interesting how mobile people say Java is the loved child, the golden kid. Really? Limited? Yeah. I haven't done anything. I've always played on desktop, or when I was on computer it was Apple, so it was essentially desktop. And so I don't know, but I've heard the problems that you all have in doing mobile, and it would seem like Minecraft would do something for that, but I don't think so. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. I don't think it has. I don't think it has. I don't know how Apple did it, but when I was using a MacBook, I was able to, but not beyond. Anyway, thank you everybody thank you for being in chat. Mr. Villager, obrigado. Thank you for being in chat. And for all of you who are watching, thank you for watching. I'm a half hour over my normal 3 hours, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow, regular time. So same bat time, same bat channel. And I hope to see you all then. Like I said, we've been listening to Drone Hands music. We're going to listen to Vincentius Primus's project, Excitable Me. And that is a portion of the music is being used for my out. So, yay. Okay. You're playing 121 for sometimes. Cool. Wonderful. That's neat. That means you're doing Neo or Zaelith. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that. But yeah. Oh, it's an Android pack. Ah, okay. Okay. I'm not that familiar with Android stuff. So yeah, cool though. That's cool that you can do that. That really is. So yeah, everybody, thanks for being here. Here we go. Bye for now, everyone. Bye for now.